Welcome to SportNation. We're going to look back at one or two of the big games in the qualifiers. In the morning we find Australia have made it. They had a good victory. The Aussies are going to Russia. Guys, let's start with the Irish sides. Northern Ireland and the Republic. It was always going to be difficult, wasn't it? It ended in heartache for both.
Yeah, Northern Ireland, very, very unlucky. Obviously, it was 1-0 in the first leg. Controversial penalty.
So controversial.
Diabolical penalty.
Ridiculous decision. I mean, like how he's given that, it's an absolute travesty. It's probably, well, it's not hit his hand. Could have been outside the area, and he's half a yard away from him.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things wrong with it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And to go out to that, you'd be
shocker.
Against the Switzerland team, who've been smashing it in the qualification.
Yeah.
So they did so well just to...
By the way, I watching that second game, don't get me wrong, I know the pitch wasn't great in Basel, but how were they smashing it? Up front, they were diabolical, weren't they? God, he had a nightmare, the centre forward.
I said earlier, I've watched Switzerland, they're not that good. Like, they haven't got that many stars in their team. Shaqiri's like their best player.
I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole, personally.
I don't think they'll do anything at the World Cup. I think
Xhaka, did he impress you?
He's not impressed me since he signed for Arsenal. I think he's one-dimensional and hasn't got enough pace to...
Shaqiri, it could beat a drum.
No, I don't fancy Switzerland at the World Cup.
He's got a 35-yard screamer in his locker. That's about it.
He's got a good strike on him, Xhaka has.
No,
but I think Northern Ireland so unlucky not to go.
Johnny Evans right at the end, one off the line.
Yeah.
Saying that, don't get me wrong, Switzerland did have 3 or 4 good chances.
True.
But I think when Michael O'Neill looks back in his career over that, there was so many in that Northern Ireland side. That's it. The dream of playing the World Cup is now over and finished, because they're an ageing side. Yeah. But they went down with a fight. But at the same time, they'll be gutted, absolutely gutted. But the referee, shocking. On to the Republic. I thought they'd have a chance, but people kept telling me that Martin O'Neill's side would have been better playing at home first, and then on the counter, could they catch the Danes over there? And it wasn't to be. And of course, Ericsson, a touch of class. I'm sorry the Republic don't have a top class player.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic, wasn't he?
3 unbelievable goals.
He turned that tie around. I mean, in the first 20 minutes, Ireland could have nabbed 2.
Yeah.
And that would have made it a different game, but he just turned it on, didn't he? And Ireland just could not deal with that.
Ericsson's their main man. He was involved in 14 of their goals, 11 goals in qualifying, and 3 assists. That's 10 more than any other Denmark player.
Don't get me wrong, Martin changed at half time, they were up against it. Play 2 up front, let's attack. McGeady comes on, attacking players. It just wasn't to be. So I think the key point here will be, where do Ireland go from here? Have they got youth coming through? I'm told they haven't. Where does Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane go for here? Do they maybe go to someone like Everton? Do they call it a day? Or does Martin stay on? His body language, his voice told me, no, I think he'll be moving.
I think both of the Irish teams, ageing, there's not a huge amount of youth coming through. And I think that was like their last hurrah to try and get to a World Cup. I think both sets of managers will probably walk away.
Yeah. And do you know what? The other game, I'll just breeze over. Croatia, no problem at all against the Greeks. But I'm kicking myself in terms of having a little punt on football now and again, be back of judgment. I watched Sweden, their first game against Italy. They were fantastic. They were, I kid you not, they were brilliant. They were quick, they were playing at tempo, they were aggressive. The 2 boys up front were all over the Italians. You know, you're not going to boss us here. And they got the 1-0 victory first leg, and I thought, wow, I'm going to back them to go through here. Yeah. And in Milan, of course, again, they were fantastic. Italy had a few chances, but tears at the end of it. The Italians, since 1958, they ain't going to a World Cup final. That was a shock.
Huge shock, but we called it, didn't we? We said, we watched the first leg, and Sweden, exactly like you said, were unbelievably good. And we just fancied Sweden to get the result in that second leg.
Question for you. Zlatan, could he come out of retirement for the World Cup?
Well, he could. You're dead right, he could. I don't think he's far away coming back from United.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
We talked Lukaku earlier, didn't we? In our Premiership preview. Fans, they're not having him. He scored loads of goals, they're not having him. They love, Man United fans love Zlatan. That love, if he gets back in the side and starts playing, they'd be mad not to try and persuade him, wouldn't they?
Even just for the changing room. You know, like you know when Beckham was going to play in South Africa, and just for the morale and stuff. Like he'd be great to have it.
Yeah,
he'd be great value to have there as well.
Quickie as well. Germany 2, France 2. Friendly now. Both they're joint favourites to win this. 2 goals for Lacazette. Germany watched against England. Come the finals, you know the Germans turn up. The real Germans turn up.
Yeah.
So that would be a great game to watch. And of course, Wembley, England after the draw with Germany send out a young side again against Brazil, with the mighty Neymar, Coutinho, etc. What do you think about the game?
I might be in the minority, but I'm liking what Gareth Southgate's doing with England. I would much rather play a few youngsters and even take them to the World Cup. Being realistic, we're not going to win it. So you might as well get them the experience, throw a few people in there that are performing for their clubs. I like it. I really like the promotion of youth. I think it's
fresh,
good.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just leaning on the big names like we have done in the past, even if they're not actually performing that well. Go for it. Give the youngsters a shout.
I agree. And I like the fact that he's playing 3 at the back. I think it makes us...
So there's no Smalling at the moment. There's no Cahill. There's no Jones.
True.
Some people are saying, forget them. We don't need them.
I agree.
The 3 you played against Brazil were perfect. Gomez, he looks a star in the making. Maguire, I love. He's very comfortable with the ball, bringing out. And Stones, I've always said, is a top player.
I think if you're playing 3 at the back, all of them have got to be comfortable on the ball. International football, you've got to keep the ball. For me, I agree with him. Smalling is not an international footballer. Don't get me wrong. In the Premiership, you get up and you've got to be strong, physical. Whereas the international football is more about positioning and more about keeping the ball. I just think the people that have come in have taken their chance. Gomez and Loftus-Cheek, even kind of Tammy Abraham to some extent. I just think you've got to go with youth now. It's shown all the other youth tournaments that England have got young players coming through. And Southgate's shown he's not...
Ollie Solanke, Matt the Tizier tweeted us this morning, excuse me, and he said, is it right that a player hasn't made his debut in the Premier, gets an England cap against Brazil?
Well, if he's deliberately trying out all the youngsters, why not? Is it friendly?
Well, you know what you're getting from everyone else, don't you?
And he's a good young talent.
Yeah.
Might as well give him some experience. Why not?
What does he get from throwing Jermaine Defoe in there?
Yeah.
He's 35.
Yeah, exactly.
He's seen him play for so many years. What do you get from that? Solanke nearly scored at the end. If he nicks that goal, they think Southgate's a hero and Solanke's a hero.
So tell me, right, here's one for you both. It's only my opinion, England's midfield is not good enough, okay? I think up front they are. Now, if Gareth plays the 3 we've talked about, 2 wing-backs bombing on, 3 in midfield, 2 up front, Vardy, and I'd love it to be Vardy or Kane. Where does Rashford sit and he's got to play? You've only got 3 to put in midfield. Who's your 3?
It's got Ali's one of them.
Has to be
Ali's one of them.
Who's the other 2? You're going to leave Dyer out?
You've got to have Ali and Dyer, really.
Right, so you can't have Henderson, chemistry. Not for me, in the same team.
Was that?
I couldn't have Henderson and Dyer.
No. I don't rate Henderson.
Henderson wouldn't even be near the squad for me. I think he's terrible.
A bit harsh.
I just don't rate him. I think he's like a crab. He just passes sideways.
So Rashford, Dele Alli, who else?
Who's that other one?
Lallana. I rate Lallana.
No Loftus-Cheek?
On the bench.
I think, I agree. Lallana's the other one. That's very attack-minded. If you've got Vardy, Rashford,
you need that
Lallana.
Pace.
I like
Lallana's
it.
got that creativity, that little spark that every now and again he'll just pull out something genius. And Rashford up front and Vardy can see those balls.
Yeah.
So Wiltshire, no. If he gets a game for Arsenal, regular.
He's got to be playing for Arsenal.
Barkley, not played enough.
I mean,
he's been injured.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be playing regular in the Prem. I agree with that.
Like Solanke.
But he's had a lot more minutes than, probably even more than Defoe. Defoe's been on the bench for Bournemouth. So he's the only other one you're going to be bringing in.
Do England get out the group?
Depends on the group.
Does depend on the group.
If we get Germany, and because I looked at this morning, we could get our worst group could be Germany, Japan, and someone else.
Yeah, but it'll be a 40. England are in the second tier of 4. I'd like to think England get through the group.
Yeah, I think
I'd like to think England get through the group. I think England will be very tough to beat. Playing 3 at the back with Dyer sat in front and 2 wide men, England are going to be tough to break down. We've shown it against Brazil and Germany.
Yeah.
The 2, probably the favourites, playing almost their strongest team. Don't get me wrong, they had chances, but England kept 2 clean sheets against 2 of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
I like our defence. I think we will score goals. We haven't in these 2 games, but I think we will against other opposition. It's just sorting out that midfield and getting the balance right. But as long as he sticks with this youth policy, I like it.
Well, you said England can't win it. Who wins the World Cup?
You've got to look at Germany and Brazil, really, haven't you?
Not France?
No,
not Spain?
I think France are too hit and miss. At the big tournaments, they lose their heads and they just start fighting each other.
It's between Germany and Brazil. I think Spain will be there or thereabouts.
But I think this is like when you think about past tournaments where there's one standout player who's a good player and already stepped up. I think this is Neymar's tournament.
Do you think?
The Brazil one was a little bit too much pressure on him being Brazilian and stuff. This is the one I think he's going to light up the world.
I'm going to go, and we've said it in the past and they've let us down, Belgium.
Yeah.
I think Belgium have got a squad now. And I think some of the individuals they have
are
really
great
coming on the game. I'm going to take a chance with Roberto Martinez, Belgium. 14, 16 to 1.
Unbelievable qualifying. They were
in an open World Cup.
Yeah. It's very open as well.
It's a really open
very
World
open.
Cup
There's probably like 5 or 6 teams like up there, like Belgium, France, Germany. They string a few games together, then they could.
It's interesting that Poland are in the first.
Yeah, that's
pot as well.
Yeah, bring that on. Play them all day
So
long.
we could get Poland, Iran, and Panama. That would be our perfect. That would be.
Well, you get out the group there.
I mean,
that's the easiest group we could get.
Yeah. I fancy England to get through the group. Maybe as soon as we come up against one of the big boys, we'll struggle.
No.
In midfield, that's the problem.
True.
That was SportNation. Join us later. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the videos, don't forget to subscribe for more. And for that extra sporting fix, check out our website for more great info, betting tips and exclusive offers on sportnation.com.